It was summer of 1947. They were looking for a kid to play the lost child in this film that the National Film Board was making about the reopening of the X after the war. We came home. The next thing we knew, there were headlines in the Star and the Telly and everything about me winning the award.
Now it's turned into one of those days when anything can happen.
It was a dream with all these crazy characters that I just accepted as normal at the time, and went around watching it all with great glee. And they took all these pictures of me with the crazy mirrors and the looking up at the helicopter and marching in between these bands of Scottish guys in kilts with bagpipes. I mean, it was just a sensory blast for 2 whole weeks. But I mean, my mother used to say, did I know I was going to have an artist? How I spent most of my life trying to search out the Canadian psyche, trying to figure out what is our DNA. The flag, the Queen, the Moose, the barns, and the streetcars were all images which are now associated with me. And I'm proud of that because I've been able to make my living from that. And it all started right here.
It's Prime Minister Mackenzie King officially opening the exhibition. Johnny sticks around and has a few words.
So the X was always the place where Canadian celebs showed up for the opening. I was just brought up there and told to shake hands with these old guys in suits, which is what I did. But Barbara Ann Scott had just won the World's Figure Skating Championship, and she was a superstar for Canada, quite unusual. This blonde goddess stooped down and gave me a big smack on the cheek, and I freaked out. I started to rub it off and was all embarrassed. It was at age 4. It was too much for me to handle.
In the arms of the law. What a fine way to end a day at the fair. He hadn't planned on visiting this building.
And at the end, I was still running around doing somersaults and giggling, and they said, we've got to get him to cry. My mother picked up a hunk of mud. She was like Gypsy Rose Lee's mother, and said, okay, whap, smacked me across the face with a hunk of mud. But I can still remember going, what did you do that for? It was like a betrayal. 30 years later, the shrink said, get over it. I got over it. I feel that I have a special connection with this place. It'll always be in my heart. You know, the rides and the car going around and the looking up at the roller coaster. So much of it is dreamlike. So much of it is fodder for an artist. So I'm just grateful to still be around and to enjoy it. Come and see me when I turn 80. In 10 years, the X will be, I don't know how old, but we'll see. And they'll have me rolling around on a wheelchair. I am so grateful for this. It was the beginning, and it's still going on.